Well, hello there. Long time no see, long time no poker vlog. Speaking of poker, this video is mostly just going to be me ranting, I think. Ranting and blabbering away. So if you come for the poker hands, I'm not even sure if there's going to be any yet, but if there are, skip ahead to this number. That's where you'll find the poker hands. I know some people come strictly for poker hands, not this blabbering away in front of the airports, McCarran Airport. It's pretty cool. They have this little observation parking area where you can just come, chill, watch the sunset, watch some planes arrive and take off. And we're on the lavalier mic, as you know, sometimes some audio issues, so I might have to stop this, see if you guys can actually hear me and how windy it is out here, and be right back. Alright guys, I've moved to a new location now. Currently downtown Grand, downtown Las Vegas. Restaurant is called Freedom Beat. Went with the 1-2 punch of the spinach artichoke dip, followed by the jambalaya. Pretty solid. Okay, so as mentioned, just gonna do a bunch of rambling here. Came over here to the downtown Grand because they just started offering some pretty good video poker games. So I wanted to come check it out. I could have a whole nother discussion, a whole nother video about that some other time. But as for now, as mentioned, just gonna probably do a bunch of rambling here. If you came for poker hands, this might not be the video for you. Okay, so let's recap the WSOP here real quick because it's just about to wrap up. I'm worried that no one's gonna be able to hear me unless I actually hold this microphone here. So as dumb as it looks, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, the WSOP for me, mostly uneventful. I did put up the one video about the tournament at the Wynn. That was for sure the highlight. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead, go back in the most recent archives 2 videos ago. Spoiler alert, we cashed for about $12,000 minus the $1,100 entry fee. That was definitely the highlight of the WSOP for me. As you guys know, I'm more of a cash game player, and I guess I was, to put it lightly, I guess a little bit disappointed with the way the cash games presented themselves to me. And I don't want to come off as too, what's the word? I don't want to come off as too entitled. I definitely think that's a good word to use in this instance. You know, nothing is going to be given to you anywhere, and especially not so in poker. So it was an interesting year for the WSOP because they made some changes to the tournament's schedule and also the structures of those tournaments. So they added some cheaper tournaments to the schedule, and they also added a bunch of chips. They made those tournaments very attractive to a lot of people, and they definitely got the results that I assume they were hoping for, probably even surpassed them. Hundreds and thousands of people ended up playing those tournaments. It had to be a smashing success for the WSOP, I would imagine. I think it definitely had some sort of an impact on the cash games. I think those tournaments were so attractive to such a wide group of people that the cash games, I think, has probably suffered to some degree. I think a lot of recreational players found themselves in those tournaments, and definitely understandable that they did. And I think I probably should have followed suit, but I guess I kind of banged my head against the wall a little bit in the cash games. Didn't have any sort of results to report. I think I was maybe break even or maybe slightly above break even in the cash games. I guess couple that with maybe a little bit of growing discontent for myself and for just grinding away at the cash games here in Las Vegas. For me, I've been doing this for a long time now, 10.5 years, mostly just grinding away at these cash games. The vlog definitely injected some life into that grind for me personally. A lot of life, I would say. I've loved doing this project. I'm still going to continue to do this project. Don't worry, this isn't like some sort of retirement video. When I travel and play cash games, it's energizing. Granted, it's a little bit exhausting getting on a plane and shooting all over, but I'm definitely more excited to go play cash games in other locations outside of Las Vegas. Games here are pretty tough. Games here can be kind of nitty. You know, I feel like I just need to speak for myself. I don't know if it's really what I enjoy doing all that much. Now, not only do I not want to sound entitled, I also don't want to sound ungrateful because I know there's so many poker fans that are watching these videos and would love to just have the chance to just wake up, roll out of bed, shower, and go hit the tables day in and day out and make your own schedule and all those things. But for me, it's just kind of been the same thing, the same pursuit, and mainly the same games for a little while now. And just feeling a little bit of stagnation, and I don't think the landscape here in Vegas is the best one to chase it as a professional poker player, chase the dream as a professional poker player. One reason for that is something that's happened recently. A recent development here in the Las Vegas cash game scene is private games are suddenly now very much, I guess, a legal and promoted thing. What I mean by private games is having a certain list of people that are allowed to play in a game, in a casino, in a poker room. That game is open, it's visible, you can see it happening, but it's not open to the public. Only certain people are allowed to play it. It's really interesting. It's really interesting because generally I think I'm a little bit on the fence about this. I do think it's cool. I think it's a reasonable service to offer as a business, as a casino. You want to be able to offer the service of running a game for people who want to run a game amongst friends. Certainly there's a demand for that. There should be a way to supply that service. The problem is that can take a very short-sighted look as to what the effects on the cash game ecosystem will be. So technically these private games only run at $25.50 and above. And as you guys know, I don't play that high, so you are saying, Andrew, what effect does this have on you? Well, at the moment, not a lot. But think of it this way. Let's say all the $25.50 games that would make sense to play in, that are profitable, which are the ones which will be these private games because they have poached all the recreational players into them. That leaves all the $25.50 players who are very good players who are not welcome in the private games. Those games will become very tough, very difficult. As a result, some of those $25.50 players will move down to $10.20. $10.20 becomes tougher. Some players will become less profitable in $10.20. As a result, some of those $10.20 players will move down to $5.10. This doesn't happen overnight, but it also doesn't take too long for it to have an effect. Not only that, but it's also not very encouraging to try and grind your way up into these stakes if there's sort of a ceiling that becomes lower and lower in terms of how much success you can find. There's been a lot of discussion about these private games on Twitter. Few handful of people have voiced their opinions. They make a lot of sense with these opinions. Again, it could be a whole nother video. The point of this video isn't to just dwell on that aspect, but more to just get my thoughts out there, I guess, and have me vocalize them to myself, really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure what the next step is for me, really. I will continue to travel. We have a bunch of meetup games coming up. There's one tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the 16th, at the South Point. Then Brad and I are getting on the road. Meetup game in Pompano Beach, Florida, at the Isle Casino. That's on the 24th. Following that up immediately on the 30th at Maryland Live, where we had our biggest meetup game ever with 22 tables going. Can we break that record? That's going to be a tough record to break, but we're damn well going to try. It should be fun no matter what. After that, it looks like we're heading out to Chicago. More details to come on that one. So really looking forward to that, looking forward to all those, looking forward to playing in all these different places. What's going to happen here in Vegas? It's a good question. I don't really see myself just grinding away at the 2-5 and 5-10 games here. Combination of just kind of a little bit of burnout doing that, a little bit of the macro factors weighing on me too. I'm not going to be one to just sit around and complain and do nothing and stomp my feet. I'm going to adjust, and I'm going to try and switch some things up, do some things differently. Probably spend some more time in California. There's going to be more cash games on this vlog for sure. Busi and I, we started a second channel that we have been enjoying so far. We got three or four different spots around Vegas that we've featured on that channel. Some of our favorite spots to go to around Vegas, and trying some new spots as well. So working on that, working on Tell's podcast. Just definitely not going to sit around and wallow, even though sometimes the thing to do, the easy thing to do, can't do that. Going to have to keep getting out there, keep grinding one way or another, keep creating, and we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe I'll become a professional tournament player. If everyone's playing the tournaments, I'm going to have to play the tournaments too, and the structures are getting better and better. They're getting more and more tournaments all over the place. WPT, HPT, MSPT, WSOP, who knows what PT. The Mugs project is awesome. We're going to keep going on that. We're going to keep adding features to these beat-up games. We want to do some things. We got some things in mind to put into effect, hopefully. And also, there's a new fun project from Jason Somerville's Run It Up that I am a part of. He's doing a home game. They got an RFID table. They're streaming the whole thing. and it's pretty dope. I played on the first one. I lost thousands of dollars, so I'm gonna have to get back in there and get more revenge. All right, I'm gonna go check out this video poker machine situation here at the downtown Grand. If I win a bunch of money or if I lose a bunch of money, I'll let you know, and then I'm gonna decide if I have it in me to go play some poker, some cash poker, after all that ranting and raving. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay guys, well, video poker went pretty well. Ran good in the Deuces Wild, and we got into the video poker for $800. We cashed out of the video poker for I figure since we're down here, might as well mosey on over to the finest place in all of downtown to go play poker. Let's go see if there's any 1-2 games worth playing at the good old Golden Nugget. You guys want to experience maximum weirdness, you hang out right back here on Fremont Street at 3:30 in the morning or whatever the hell it is right now. Anyway, just wrapping up the session. Can't exactly say that it was the session of dreams. Pretty close to the opposite actually. Got into some tough hands. There was a decent number of straddles that were happening, mostly thanks to yours truly, but a couple other people as well. Actually, there was a ton of action. When I first got into the game, it was a brand new game and it was kind of off the rails. First interesting hand came when there was an early position open to 15 after I straddled on the button. There's a couple calls, we looked down at pocket queens, 3-betted up to $75, and the initial raiser folds, but we see 2 calls, one in middle position and one in the cutoff. Ball comes 6-5-4 with 2 spades, checks to me. I'm gonna go ahead and bet it here. Bet $125. Both players make the call. Turn is not a great one, it's an offsuit 7, so it puts 4 to a straight up there. It also improves hands like 6-7, 5-7. Those kinds of hands now would have 2 pair. So after it checks to me, I just go ahead and check it back. River is also not a great card. It's the 10 of spades, puts a 3rd spade up. Action checks to me again though, so I just go ahead and check it. Happy to show it down and hopefully win, but that is not the case. The middle position player has pocket 10s. So I guess we might have been able to take it down there on the turn with a bet, but that's hindsight, of course, and I think it's just kind of straightforward after that turn card. Next interesting hand came when there was another straddle on and I looked down at ace-7 of clubs. Go ahead and raise it up to $15. There is a 3-bet from late middle position up to $50. Probably just gonna fold it here until the big blind cold calls. So now we're getting a pretty good price. Hand play is okay multi-way. Hopefully try and cooler somebody with worse clubs. So I go ahead and make the call for $35 more. We're off to a flop 3 ways, which comes 3-3 deuce with 2 clubs. Big blind checks, I check. The initial raiser bet's $100 and the big blind calls. I'm not too sure how many 3s I can represent here as the initial raiser. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flat call, see what happens here. Turn's a good one though. It is the queen of clubs. So we make the ace high flush. Action checks all the way through. River's another club, 4 of clubs, so might kill some of our action here. Big blind checks, I'm gonna try my best here. I bet $225. And the 3-better in late middle position jams all in for like $525. Folds back to me, and it's a terrible spot now, I think. This guy had been playing pretty tight and pretty straightforward, so The only thing that I can beat now would be like an overvalued pocket kings. Pocket jack seems extremely unlikely. Pocket kings with the king of clubs just somehow going berserk and jamming all in, when it seems very possible that either myself or the big blind could have a hand like I have here. So not one to normally fold ace high flushes, but I just go ahead and, after thinking about it, try and get a read off of him. He doesn't really reply. I just go ahead and toss that one into the muck, and he does not show, so we don't get to see a showdown. We can't be sure whether that was a good fold or not, but I feel pretty good about it. I feel okay about it. I don't feel great about the result, of course, but yeah. I just don't see him doing anything too out of line, and I didn't literally see him doing anything out of line after that hand. He played pretty straightforward, like I said, and he was winning at the time. Wasn't going to go crazy with any sort of random bluff there, I don't think. Things did not improve too much later on. Tried to put a double barrel bluff in with a queen 10 offsuit. I think I was on the button with the button straddle on again. Flop ourselves 2 overs and a gutter ball. We float the flop. Turn puts forward to a straight on the board, so try and represent that. He's not buying it on the turn, nor is he buying the $260 bet on the river. He's calling us down with pocket aces there, so that money is going up in flames. So that hand didn't work out for us either. Get into the game for something like $1,800, I think. I don't know, just plunks all that money that was won in the video poker onto the table. Won a few hands later on, managed to limit the losses a little bit. Cashed out of the game for like $1,179, I believe. So we lose like 6 something in the actual poker, win 1,000 at video poker. From now on, professional video poker player, this guy. All right, I gotta go to bed. Meetup game is happening in a mere handful of hours from now. Gonna get some sleep, and then who knows, maybe try and sort my life out.